Thanks for tuning in to High on Horror. I'm Drew.
And I'm John. This episode and every future episode is dedicated to all the horror hounds and smokers out there who want to expand their knowledge of the genre and have a good time.
Nothing says play with toys instead of talking to something that isn't there, like having an imaginary friend that kills people. Am I right? Today we're reviewing the movie that pushes teddy bear horror to the limits. We're talking about Imaginary. All that and more today on
High on Horror.
Interviews, reviews, and the latest news all rolled into one. You know we're going to get into the goods before we get into the goods, so you know what time it is.
It's time for Strain Wreck, the segment of our show where we discuss which strain we're getting wrecked on. And this week I got us some Marshmallow OG.
Oh, damn.
Apparently it's very calming. Most of the other ones we've been smoking are...
Marshmallow. I've never heard that in a weed title. That's nice.
It says flavor and aroma is butter.
Okay, shit.
Marshmallow OG is a hybrid made from the genetic cross between Chemdog, Triangle OG, and Jet Fuel Gelato.
Chemdog. It's
20% THC, making this strain an ideal choice for experienced cannabis consumers. Leafly customers tell us Marshmallow OG effects include relaxation, hunger, and happiness. Medical marijuana patients often choose it when dealing with symptoms associated with anxiety, stress, and depression.
Oh, wow. Okay. This will be pretty good then for me.
Bred by Compound Genetics, Marshmallow OG features flavors like butter, vanilla, and pepper. The dominant terpene of this strain is limonene, and the average price, I don't know why they're throwing that in there, is between $35 and $45. I think I got this for $80 for a half ounce.
Okay.
If they want you to leave their reviews on Leafly. But I've already got some here, so let me bring this up.
All right, what do we got here?
The first one says, read all the reviews and bought a half from True Meds in Phoenix. So they were out in Arizona. Tested at 24% THC. The buds look great and sparked in the light medium green and nice structure. Loaded a bowl and started to smoke. It's been said before, but zero coughing with this strain. Finished the bowl and started smoking some more because I didn't feel very medicated. Finished that bowl and knew I was in trouble. Why didn't anybody mention, in all capitals, it's a creeper? It said, wow, was not expecting this. I've been smacked in my face much stronger than I expected. Great medication.
So he doubled down on it and then it all caught up to him at once and got him. That's the best.
It's a creeper, just like the bear in this movie.
That's the best, yeah.
Somebody said, gave a sample to my friend who rarely uses cannabis. He had a great time. Strain made us both relax. We were both talkative, and he's new to it, so brain fog hit him more. Happy feelings occurred when he was a little depressed before puffing, so uplifting effects are from this strain too. I recommend this for a park walk vibe, makes colors pop and environments more chill.
For a park walk?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then this one's just one sentence. The epitome of great cannabis, even the roach smells good.
That's pretty good. All right, man. Well, while you get that sparked up, did you do anything on the 4th? For the 4th of July?
I worked. We had like a little...
Oh, did you? That sucks.
I mean, it was pretty dead. I got paid pretty well for it. So, but we had a mini cookout in our break room. Brought in a grill, cooked burgers. I think we had
nice.
Everybody threw in some money. We had burgers, glizzies, pulled pork, pasta salad. Like we were ice cream sandwiches.
That's pretty cool. See, for some reason my job did our like luncheon thing the week before. So the Friday before the 4th, we had done our thing. They had a food truck and it was a lot of good barbecue food like pulled pork, chicken tenders. I got the sausage, pepper, and onion sandwich. It came on like a sub roll, macaroni, like
fuck yeah,
really good shit and games. And the good thing was they were there from noon till 2, and that was how long our break was for. So we had a 2-hour break. And the cool thing was the food truck was there the whole time, and everything was paid for. So you could go back for as many meals as you want. So you could finish that sausage, pepper, onion, go back up and get a chicken tenders meal or a chicken tender platter or whatever, and then go back up after that and get a pulled pork. So people were just fucking grubbing all day.
My stomach would have hated me later, but I'd have got a lot of them sausage and pepper jaws.
Yeah, one of my coworkers was like, "Fuck, dude, I got the meat sweats. I shouldn't have gone back to work."
Fuck yeah! If you ain't paying for it, you best believe I'm getting the meat sweats.
Yeah, right. And then the only thing about it though was that they didn't supply, like, the catering truck didn't supply drinks, so my job did, and they didn't put that shit in coolers. They just pulled out like fresh cases of 12 packs that they bought, put them on the table. We're eating outside, drinking some hot ass soda. It was all syrupy, you know.
Yeah,
but,
at least yours was paid for. We all chipped in and paid for our own. But
that's kind of cool though. You got a little community thing going at your job. But anyway, enough about just bullshit. Besides that though, I also watched Jaws and I watched Point Break, because even though Point Break doesn't necessarily take place on the 4th and it's not a horror movie, it's a great summer movie. So I always watch Point Break, and I watched Jaws, of course, because of the 4th. But yeah, that was pretty much it. But anyway, let's move on to some other shit.
yeah, I saw a movie poster this week for the remake of the 2016 Korean film, The Last Train to Busan. We're getting The Last Train to New York.
Yep. Yeah. What's your thoughts on it?
I don't think it's going to be nearly as good.
It's definitely an unnecessary remake. It's one of those remakes that you're like, why? Like, why did a movie got big, and instead of just going, that's a good movie, they went, hey, let's remake it. Like, I don't understand. Just leave it alone.
And I believe it's from Warner Brothers too, as well.
All right, well, this shit did make me cough, so that review was false.
That guy was lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, with it being Warner Brothers, I don't know if it's still attached with them, but yeah, Warner Brothers ain't gonna go that hard.
Yeah, I did want to say though that it's interesting because they want to remake the movie over here in America, but it's almost like they still want that foreign touch to it because they know that like America's fucking it up too much. So they have the Indonesian director Timo Tjahjanto, and he's done May the Devil Take You and The Night Comes for Us and Headshot and two VHS movies. He's working on 2 VHSs, so he's a good director. So I'm like, it has potential, but I'm also like, but why? It's still the question of why. But maybe him not being an American director and having a unique voice will make it so it's not just like a failed American remake. You know, I don't know. It's an interesting choice.
But how many times as horror fans do we say that about different movies getting remade? Why?
Yeah, I know.
I feel like it's a common saying.
But the thing is, though, is that Train to Busan isn't even like an old movie, so that's part of it. It's like, damn, they're not even waiting anymore. Like, they're not even fucking waiting. They're just right from the jump, just right out the gate. Let's remake it. It was successful. It's just crazy. But, speaking of how I watched Jaws, totally forgot to mention that Lego announced that in August they are officially releasing a Jaws set with Bruce the Shark and the boat. It's real.
I saw
it's
that.
fucking real. Usually you see that type of shit as like memes and stuff of like like the little Happy Meal things, like things people want, but they're actually doing it, so that's pretty cool. Anything else?
I think that's about it.
All right, well, let's wrap up this smoke sesh and head into our review of Imaginary.
Imaginary is a 2024 American supernatural horror film directed and produced by Jeff Wadlow. The film was also written by the team of Greg Erb, Jason Ormlin, and also Jeff Wadlow as well. It's a Blumhouse production, so Jason Blum obviously got to be involved. And the cast was starring DeWanda Wise as Jessica, Tom Payne as Max, Piper Braun as Alice, Tegan Burns as Taylor, and Dane DeLigrio as Chauncey Bear, who was I ain't gonna say it. You'll learn a little bit more about him, but we'll jump into the plot here. Children's book author Jessica is married to Max, a musician who has 2 daughters from his first marriage, young Alice and teenage Taylor. Jessica has nightmares about her mentally ill father Ben and a character from her book Simon the Spider. I gotta say, that opening scene was fucking nuts.
I agree. I liked it.
Yeah. When they move into Jessica's childhood home, Alice finds an old teddy bear named Chauncey and becomes attached to it. She finds him when they're playing hide and seek. And this girl goes straight to the basement. Not me, dude.
Yeah, right?
I would have saved that for the last place to check, or if that was possibly just been like, no, I'm not going down there. You win.
Right.
Taking a rip there, my bad. And Yeah, and Gloria was an elderly neighbor who used to babysit Jessica, runs into her outside and tells Jessica about her own childhood. Fucking, that Marshmallow OG get into you. It's a creeper.
I'm getting to you, yeah.
Let me just pass this all back.
Thank you.
And, jeez. Max goes on tour. The first time, I meant to say with Max, I was like, this motherfucker looks familiar.
Yeah.
And I had to stop, you know the classic, I gotta pause this movie and see who this is.
Yep.
I was like, oh, it's goddamn Jesus from The Walking Dead. Goddamn Jesus. I don't think anybody's used that like that. But, yeah, I thought he was American. So,
same.
It's that classic, like, British actor who can do an American accent so well. It was like the first time you heard Christian Bale talk, you went, what?
I agree, yeah, that blew me away.
Yeah, so Max is going on tour. He leaves Jessica to manage the chaos at home. Jessica starts to notice strange things about Chauncey, like finding him in places she didn't leave him, like the fridge. One day, Taylor's friend Liam comes over, and Chauncey briefly turns into a scary bear, scaring him so much he runs into a goddamn wall. And Jessica narrowly stops Alice from impaling her hand with a rusty nail.
That was crazy.
Dude, I feel there's... We'll get into the scavenger hunt list, but I feel like there's better ways to do the hurt thing. Like, I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
Brother, ugh. Jessica, so she decides it's time to call in the big guns, child psychologist Dr. Soto. And Jessica learns that she and Alice can see Chauncey. Dr. Soto shows her footage from a past patient who had the same uses the same phrase as Alice, never ever. Yeah, and then showing her on the video, that was I was not expecting that at all.
I know, that was wild. That was yeah. I'll speak more on that when I get into my review.
But yeah. Alice then goes missing. Taylor blames Jessica. Gloria reveals to Taylor that Chauncey was also Jessica's imaginary best friend when she was a child. These imaginary friends are spirits that can become dangerous if abandoned. Jessica finds old drawings of Chauncey and the phrase never ever. Together, Jessica, Taylor, and Gloria follow clues left by Chauncey, leading them to the glowing door to the never ever realm. Inside the Never Ever, they see Jessica's repressed memories. As a child, Chauncey lured her there, and Ben rescued her, but went mad after seeing Chauncey's eyes, causing Jessica to be sent to live with her grandparents. Tell me that shit didn't seem like some deadlights. Right?
It did, for sure.
And Gloria, now obsessed with the Never Ever, traps them there, hoping to gain its power, but it's killed by Chauncey in a very grandma got ran over the reindeer sort of way. The women search for Alice, constantly tormented by Chauncey, who pops out like a twisted game of whack-a-mole. Dude, he was just popping up everywhere. They finally find and rescue Alice. Jessica stabs Chauncey in the eyes with scissors to stop him, and making a note to never use safety scissors again. After reunited with Ben and Max at Ben's institution, Jessica realizes they're still in a Never Ever. Chauncey uses Alice as bait to get Jessica and seek revenge for abandoning him. Taylor saves Jessica, and Chauncey transforms into a spider like Simon. Jeez. He tries to drive him insane with his eyes, but Alice sets him on fire and seals him behind the door. Yeah, when they were taking the paint and wiping the wall,
Yeah.
were you not throw the entire? You have two buckets. Throw the first fucking bucket on there, and then just start fucking wiping that shit down. That shit would have went way faster than everybody put a hand in the bucket and let's.
A mess, yeah.
Fucking ridiculous. That was one of my problems, but obviously, they escape as the house burns down. Jessica channels her inner Laurie Strode, saying "Let it burn." Also, how the fuck the fire department get there so quick? Dude, this house has been on fire for maybe 5 minutes, and I think I'm being generous at that.
Dude, I thought it was not 5 minutes. But I said that shit right to my wife, Sam. I said, God damn, the fire department showed up quick. The house was barely fucking smoking, Those motherfuckers pulled. I was like, maybe they're going to another house, and no, they pulled right the fuck up out front. I was like, God damn, that was that scary movie shit. Remember when it was like
Yeah.
white girl in trouble, and the cops were like, woo woo, like going right up. It was one of those like that,
Dude, but like I'm like, there's no way they got there that quick. Somebody, like, who was calling the cops? And plus, it's, it started downstairs.
I know.
But, yeah. Then Jessica's mumbling about how she hates spiders. The family checks into a hotel, but they get scared when they see a child playing with a teddy bear that looks like Chauncey. They decide to leave with another hotel to stay safe, laughing nervously as they pile into the car, ready for a much-needed vacation from imaginary friends. Yeah, there you go. I think I'm good on that. It's close. I thought this movie had that Blumhouse feel to it. It always seems to be some weird family arrangement at its core, and it has that like sleek cinematography to it. And that's not a disparage
Right.
on the cinematography. It is nice. I thought the trailers leading up to the film made me interested. Piper Braun, I thought, put on a great performance and was a real bright spot. I felt like it was a bit slow in the beginning, but once it got moving, I liked most of what I saw. I did like Chauncey's design in the Never Ever. Now, for my complaints, I wish we got more of the Never Ever. I don't feel like we spent enough time there to truly build the world. And, jeez, I just lost myself. And just, build that world, build with it. And as I said already, it's a bit slow to get into. You do have that beginning that is pretty intense, though.
Yeah.
I feel there's more potential there that could have been squeezed out of the film. Some of the acting could feel stiff at times. With all that said, again, maybe I'm losing touch because I looked it up on Rotten Tomatoes. 24% with critics, 56% with audiences.
Yeah, it didn't do good. It didn't get good reviews.
I give it a 7.3 out of 10.
Okay. Well, for starters, I'd like to go back to how you said Blumhouse movies always have weird family arrangements at their core. That's also true about A24.
True.
Hereditary, The Killing of Sacred Deer, The Witch, Iron Claw, etc. You know what I mean? Like it's like they've picked up on
Iron Claw's real life, but I get it.
Fair enough, yeah. But yeah, they picked up on if you can make family genuine and real, and the audience cares for them, then the power of the story can take spell. It always works when it's done right. Imaginary is a movie that fully exploits the horrors of having an imaginary friend and takes it to the next level. Rather you love or hate this movie, it's now the best thing we have in regards to a horror movie about the deadly cost of having an imaginary friend and why you should just go play with toys instead of made-up people.
But then you got Chucky, so should you be playing with toys?
Bob, you're fucked either way. The suspense was on point. There are some solid scares, both jump scares and non-jump scares, that are effective, that I applaud the movie for. I was on edge and invested in most of the movie. The plot twist with Chauncey the bear being imaginary and not real, I did not see that coming at all. That, honestly, people will probably laugh at this. I don't care. That was one of the best twists for me, up there with Saw and The Sixth Sense. Like, I was totally like, what the fuck? Like, I did not expect that at all. I was really taken aback by that twist. It was so well done, and to manipulate the viewer the whole movie, like, it got me. I was like, okay, motherfucker, touche. It was a very good movie, and very good movie trickery, and I'm all for it. That was some real James Wan type of shit, that twist. And Big Chauncey looked badass, but Ash vs. Evil Dead did it better. I'll say that.
All right.
However, as soon as Gloria, Betty, played by Betty Buckley, as soon as she gets involved, the movie steadily declined for me. Her involvement furthers the plot, but it hurts the movie. Her character was predictable, and you knew not to trust her from the get. There's some real Alice in Wonderland vibes, but mostly the Imagination Kingdom, man. Whenever I saw it, it reminded me of The Labyrinth and Hellraiser 2. You know, like, I just, that's all I could see when they're down there. I'm like, that's like it just looked just like it to me. Like, I just kept seeing that. Probably was inspired by whoever did it. The first half of the movie was solid. The last half I felt was kind of cliche, and I don't know why they had to do it that way. I thought that it fell a little flat. I had a big chance to be completely solid with how it started. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I'd watch it again. I would own it. I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10.
Thanks to all the horror hounds and smokers out there for tuning in. If you like this episode, make sure to like and subscribe. We'll have reviews coming up of Stop Motion and Maxine. I'm looking forward to Maxine. I know you've already seen it.
Yeah.
But
I'll save my opinion.
yeah. I'm looking forward to it. It's Ty West. But make sure to follow us online, High on Horror 420, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. I guess just all of them.
Yeah, pretty much everywhere.
Pretty much everywhere. Check out our website, highonhorror.com. Send us some PPA questions at highonhorror420 at gmail.com. And I guess that'll about wrap her up. Catch you later.
See you next week.